Hi, and welcome to Pillow Talk with Angela. I'm your host, Angela Stribling. And it's just after the holidays. I mean, a lot of people are just now taking down their trees and getting on the scales and realizing that might have done too much eating over the holidays. I mean, guilty as charged. But I think that's a part of the celebration, right? You're having fun. You've got all your favorite foods, a little bit of eggnog, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I mean, almost every year we get into the same boat. But not to worry, we don't have to stay there. We brought on someone to help us out with all that weight gain and to get back on track and start this new year off right. Friend of the show, Dr. Bob Posner, is the founder and medical director of the Serotonin Plus Weight Control Program, and he's a diplomat of the American Board of Internal Medicine. Now, he's going to join us today to talk about what that is, what he does to help people, I guess, get their sexy back. Sound good, right? Please welcome Dr. Bob Posner. Hi.
Hi, thanks for having me. I never thought of myself getting people sexy back, but I like that. So yes, we can do that for you. Absolutely.
Well, you know what, though? I mean, oftentimes, when you gain weight, you don't necessarily, unless you need to gain weight. Oftentimes when you gain weight, you don't feel as sexy as you want to. I mean, that just kind of happens, right?
There are several issues of weight control. Obviously, there are the health ramifications of weight, the increased risk of diabetes and heart disease, lowering immune system, but also the self-esteem and confidence factors are huge. And that's exactly what you're saying is people feel and look better when they control their weight. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And it's something that most of us struggle with. I mean, there's always a 5-pound struggle in my life. 5 during the pandemic, 10, which you helped me with. Thank you. And it's true. It's just a fact of life. And I thought of you, Dr. Bob, when I was watching 60 Minutes this past Sunday, and there was this particular segment about how it's not really your fault. People who struggle, really struggle with obesity, people are quick to say, well, just stop eating so much. It's you. And sometimes it's just not that easy. And sometimes it's not necessarily that. So the show that I'm talking about, they were saying that your brain basically is wired to keep you at a certain weight, and they've got some kind of medicine to reprogram your brain. Could you talk about that? I mean, I understand it a little bit, but I'm sure you understand it a lot and can kind of break it down.
First, Angela, the first thing you said is correct. I mean, 70% of the American population is overweight or obese. And if it was easy, it wouldn't be that number. There's a lot of factors that contribute to people having difficulty in controlling weight. Some of those are hormonal, chemical cravings, metabolism issues, social and environmental issues. All these team up together to put people at weights that they're not happy with. Now, the show you're referring to was talking about the new class of weight loss medications called the GLP-1 agonists. Can I explain that a little bit, Angela?
Please.
Yes. So
what?
Medical is right. So GLP-1 does glucagon-like peptides. We make those inside our body in the intestines. And those chemicals do several things. One is they work to slow down the transit of food from the stomach into the intestines. And they also work on some brain chemicals to reduce appetite. Okay. So when you slow down the transit of food from the stomach into the intestines, the person feels fuller for a longer period of time. That's the mechanism of action, 2 ways, by making us feel less hunger in the stomach to the intestine area, but also in the brain on some of the receptor sites. That's how those medications work to help with weight control.
Okay, that makes sense. So, I did mention that you did help me when I had gained not a lot, but more than I was comfortable with weight, over the pandemic. And you didn't use that, but there were some things that you used. And also what I loved was the support. I'd come in, get weighed in. There was a nurse that was just assigned to me, and we'd talk about things. She gave me some good ideas, healthy snacks, all that stuff, along with the supplements. So do you want to talk about that a little bit? Like how it works?
Yeah, and I've been practicing medicine for over 40 years. And one of the things I've clearly learned in practicing medicine for so many decades is that weight control will never be about a bottle of pills. Yeah. Over the years, I've seen new medications come out the latest ones being the GLP-1 agonists we talked about. But isolated alone, these pills or medications will never result in weight that comes off and stays off. There has to be a whole structured protocol. So in our program, we use a prescription medication. Sometimes we'll use a GLP-1 agonist, but we also will use other types of medications depending on the person. We use a natural serotonin nutraceutical that I developed and patented to reduce carbohydrate cravings. It's very important, in my opinion, that the dietary plan must be based on real food and not using meal substitutes, because those are diets. And long-term weight control is not dieting. It's about lifestyle change, right? And then support. As you mentioned, support's the most critical aspect, I think, of delivering care to people. I write a blog every day for my patients that, if people want to hop on drbobposner.com, they can see the blog. I do it every day to try to get into the head of my patients, because weight control, Angela, is not in the abdomen. Weight control is up here.
It's so real. I mean, and I read yours every day, and I love those.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really. I mean, it's helpful. I mean, people tease me because they're like, look, you don't look like you're having a weight problem. But if it's 5 pounds or if it's 50, if it's more than you want, it's a struggle. And you mentioned the carb cravings. That's real. To just kind of, get in front of that, because I guess it depends on your habits. Like sometimes, I mean, I'm big on watching television, and, if I'm watching a movie, it's fun to have a snack with the movie. So, but one of the things I got from you and from your program was that's okay to have a snack, but it's good to know what to snack on. And one of the things I got from you, in fact, I've told others, pickles. That was one of the things that you guys recommended. I hadn't thought about that because I love, the crunch. So I'm going to, get popcorn or, cookies or, something like that. But pickles are good.
Yeah, Angela, the dietary approach to weight control, it sounds simple. The food groups that are really our friends are going to be proteins and vegetables. And the food groups that are not so friendly to us are going to be the carbohydrates, fruits, fats, and alcohol. Now, in our program, we don't tell people you can't eat a carb or have a fruit or a glass of wine. We ask people to take a step back and realize whatever that person's admixture is of these food groups has the person at a weight they're not happy with. We can never go back to that same ratio. We have to change that admixture, not just during a program, but keep it changed long term.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's funny that you say that, because you see a lot of these programs. What is that? The Biggest Loser. I like watching the show. I mean, it's kind of inspiring and, sad a little bit too, but you see a lot of the people who struggle, with the eating, and I get it, because when you want it, the cravings are real. I mean, it gets really bad sometimes if you crave carbs, and in that moment, if you don't have another go-to, it's easy. It's like a cycle. But then you see people get ahead of it. They're doing their exercises. They're eating well. They lose all this weight for a little while, and then they gain it all back and sometimes more. So
that's the yo-yo dieting. And the key for that one, again, is getting back to support. Like in our program, we ask people to come back to us for free. Every month, forever and ever, for free body scans. We have a body analyzing machine in the office that looks importantly not just at weight and BMI, but body composition. We want people coming back once a month. We also offer again this blog every day. I hit people's email boxes with a message. We're now texting people a couple times a week with inspirational messages, because at the end of the day, people have to be supported in their weight control efforts, because we are built naturally to be a weight gaining species. If we weren't, we would crave a piece of celery and not the piece of chocolate cake, right?
If only. That's unfortunately very true. So then, okay, are there things that you can suggest for us, people who have put on, maybe 5-10 pounds over the holidays, and we're just ending the holidays? I mean, right now, would you say is a good time to start eating better, or what do you recommend?
Yeah, this is a great time to get involved, because socialization, when we socialize with people, we're going to tend to do that around alcohol and carbohydrates and desserts and such. The average weight gain in America between Halloween and New Year's is 7.4 pounds. That's the average gain of a person in America during that time period. But now the holidays are over, right? So the time is now. I call it make hay when the sun shines, because the summer bikini season coming up here in about 4 or 5 or 6 months or so. Now's the time to get focused on bringing a dietary plan higher in protein, lower in carbohydrates, and limit the amount of alcohol being consumed. Alcohol kills metabolism, and it's not the calories. And weight control, guy, it's not about calories in, calories out. It's all about trying to gear up your metabolism, and eating a lot of protein and drinking a lot of water gears up metabolism. And for any woman over the age of 30 out there, you know how frustrating that metabolism thing is as we get older. Now, the medications we use in our program are very helpful in reducing the cravings and bringing up metabolism. And that's where a medical program is a lot stronger than like over-the-counter things that people will sometimes use to try to lose weight.
Yeah. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry for a reason.
100 billion a year in the United States.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because people want results. They want them quick. They want to believe, okay, if I do this, if I, take this fad diet or do this diet, take this pill, this is all I need to do. But you kind of have to consistently do the work.
For long-term, yes, because our goal with our program is not to help people just lose weight, and have them put it back on. It's to help them lose weight and keep that weight off. That's really important.
Yeah. Okay. So we've talked a little bit about your program, and this isn't an infomercial, so I don't want people watching it thinking that we're trying to sell anybody anything.
We're
but
not.
Through your kindness. I mean, we've known each other for God. I think you first came on Pillow Talk. Has it been 6 years, 7 years? Something like that?
I got a lot more hair on my head now. Yeah, I think I look a lot younger at that point, Angela. Yeah, I don't know.
You look great. What are you talking about? No, but we've known each other a long time, and I've been familiar with your program, and I had the benefit recently, last year, of going through the program myself to see how it worked, and I do love it. I mean, it's it wasn't anything complicated. You've got the support system there. You've got all kinds of things, the eating well, eating clean, and exercising, and the support. So for people who are interested, what do you recommend they do? People who are watching now, sick of the fad, sick of the yo-yo, sick of the gaining it back and making these resolutions every year.
Yeah, well, we offer free consultations for our program. You come in, we do free body scans as well, so there's certainly no pressure at all. So if anybody's interested in a free consultation, give us a call at 703-866-4144, or visit us at SP Diet. That's S as in Sam, P as in Paul, diet.com. Have a lot of information on the website. And again, we're thrilled to give free consultations to people because we're really passionate, not just me, my entire team is passionate about helping people prevent diseases, not just treat them. And now with COVID raging even more out there again, there's nothing better to improve your immune system than to shed that weight.
Yeah. That's so good. You're so good at this. I mean, you're like, this is what you do.
I love doing this. I love helping people feel happier and healthier. There's nothing better than seeing people smile when they've lost all that weight and now they're proud to be in front of other people and they can wear the clothes that didn't fit them anymore. They have their energy back. They have themselves back. It's a blast, Angela. I love doing what we do.
I love it. And I'm so happy that you said yes when I invited you to come on the show. I mean, I'm over 40. And, oftentimes I do speak to people about healthy lifestyle. I mean, I eat pretty clean for the most part, except when I want my snacks, although I'm snacking better thanks to you guys. And, once you do hit a certain age, and especially for women, you can't do the same things that you used to do to get the weight off. I mean, it used to be, honestly, Dr. Bob, whenever I needed to lose like 5 pounds, I knew exactly what to do. All I would do is I would just stop eating the carbs. That's it. I'd stop eating the carbs, drink more water than normal, and it would all just come off. Not so much these days. That's not my go-to anymore. It doesn't work because, right? Things change. You mentioned the metabolism.
Metabolism changes dramatically. And females, but males, of course, see a slower metabolism, but females get incredibly hit with this. And it's very frustrating because, as you said, Angela, there are a lot of people that are eating fairly clean. I mean, they're just not eating a lot of, chocolates and ice cream and such, and they still can't lose the weight. It just frustrates them. And so that's really important for us that we help people end that frustration. Frustration is a bad feeling.
Yeah. And that's where I think some of your supplements, the metabolism boost comes in. But it's not just something to rev up your energy. It's not just because you can just have a cup of coffee And that'll rev up your energy. These are other things.
Yeah, it's important to get to some of the other chemicals. There are other chemicals in the brain and the intestines that are involved with cravings and appetite. Serotonin is one of those type of chemicals. Leptins are another. But that's where our prescription medication and serotonin supplement come in to help people balance those chemicals so they're not having that raging desire to eat the carbohydrates. That makes it easier to follow the higher protein, lower carb dietary approach.
I like it. Thank you so much. This is awesome. I put your website up there, but you said your phone number before too. What is that? I just want to.
It's area code 703 and it's 866 4144.
4144. Here.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the show and just giving us some helpful tips, I guess, to get back on track in this 2023. It's so good to see you again. You look amazing.
Well, thank you. You do as well. Angel, thank you so much for the opportunity and time. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Oh, it's awesome. Thank you so much. We'll see you again. That's Dr. Bob Posner. He's Posner. He's definitely keeping everybody on track. A very healthy 2023. I guess full disclosure, my weight, I mean, I've never been like completely, totally overweight, but I do always struggle with a 5 pounds. 5 pounds up, it makes a big difference. I mean, as you know, the way your clothing fits, that means everything. So I think I'm going to follow Dr. Bob's advice as well and make sure I think he said well, I don't drink alcohol anyway, so that's not an issue, but more water, more protein, and easy does it on all the carb cravings. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to listen to Pillow Talk with Angela every Sunday night, right after Manzi Pullen and the Original Quiet Storm. And thank you so much for watching. Follow me at Angela Stribling on all platforms. And remember, if you want a little support with your weight experience just to stay healthy, Dr. Bob said you can reach him, spdiet.com, and his telephone number 703-866-4144. 4144. I posted it right there in the comments. And this is going to live forever right here on Facebook and on YouTube. So just refer back to it as much as you'd like. All right. Happy holidays. Happy 2023. And we'll see you soon. Thanks so much.